This is alternative political analysis, and this video will be on Goldman Sachs and the Trump administration, and this is the link between predatory investment bank Goldman Sachs employees and high-ranking officials in the Trump administration. We all know about the chief strategist, Steve Bannon, who worked for Goldman Sachs and was Breitbart's editor. We know about Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary. He foreclosed for One West Bank. That meant he was kicking people out of their homes and poor people out of their homes. And he worked for Goldman Sachs for 17 years and is worth $500 million. And the Deputy Treasury Secretary, Jim Donovan, was in charge of asset management at Goldman Sachs. That's a good sign. And he has worked for Goldman Sachs since 1993. So that's the best part of 24 years. And we know about the director of the National Economic Council, Gary Cohn, who got a salary of $21 million a year from Goldman Sachs and got a severance bonus of $285 million. That's disgusting. He also, like Steve Mnuchin, worked for Goldman Sachs for 17 years, and this next fact will tell you the sort of person Gary Cohn is. He was Lloyd Blankfein's designated successor at Goldman Sachs. And another deplorable, but not a Goldman Sachs employee, but very close to Goldman Sachs and their employees, is Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary David Malpass, and he supported the housing bubble as he believed it would be good for United States economic growth. How wrong can you be, basically? And speaking of which, he was the chief economist for Bear Stearns in the 6 years leading up to the collapse of Bear Stearns. So that's a great chief economist right there. Doesn't see the business going out of business. And David Malpass was also the Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary for Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush. That's a good sign. And he was the economic advisor to the Trump campaign. Now, why is Trump filling the swamp with monsters and deplorables? Well, that can be explained in a sentence. Trump has $1 billion of personal debt on Wall Street. And the source for the information in this video is Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk. And I would recommend, if yours, check out Alternative Political Analysis YouTube channel, Facebook page and blog for more interesting posts and videos on this subject.